Did you know that by the time American men hit 60, more than half of them will experience a significant, often unspoken decline in their intimate vitality? What's more alarming is that many of them don't even realize it's happening, or they chalk it up to just getting older. Good morning, gentlemen. I'm Dr. Olivia Grant, and after more than 2 decades as a specialist in men's health and urology, I've uncovered something that could fundamentally change your intimate life and your overall energy. If you're over 40 and you feel like your vigor isn't what it used to be, that your physical stamina has taken a nosedive, or that your confidence in private moments is fading, then you need to pay close attention. Because what I'm about to share with you today isn't something you'll typically hear during a rushed 15-minute annual physical. You see, after analyzing thousands of patient cases from all across the United States, from bustling cities like New York and Los Angeles to quiet towns in the Midwest, I've identified a disturbing pattern. Men who are consuming certain common, everyday American breakfast foods are unknowingly experiencing a silent degradation of their masculine health. It's a gradual decrease in the production of vital fluids, a slow constriction of critical blood flow, and most concerningly, a dramatic reduction in the quality of their intimate lives. Data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, backs this up, showing that nearly 1 in 4 American men report rarely or never getting a preventative health checkup, meaning these issues go unnoticed until they become serious problems. But here's where it gets fascinating, and this is something I've learned by studying both ancestral nutrition and modern science. The principles of what keeps a man healthy and vital have always been there, but we've lost our way. We're talking about men in their 70s and even 80s who maintained an active, fulfilling, intimate life. And no, they didn't have access to little blue pills or modern pharmaceuticals. Their secret was rooted in 3 specific types of foods they consumed every single morning. These are foods that are readily available in every grocery store in America today, from Kroger to Whole Foods, but most of us have completely forgotten their power. The problem, my friend, is that the modern American diet, heavily influenced by processed, industrialized products, is literally clogging your arteries, reducing blood flow to your entire reproductive system, and creating a cascade of problems that affect not only your marital well-being, but your overall energy, your mood, and even your ability to focus at work. A study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found a direct link between poor cardiovascular health and erectile dysfunction, stating they are often 2 sides of the same coin. Imagine for a moment that every morning, without realizing it, you're consuming foods that act like tiny poisons for your manhood. That donut or muffin you grab with your coffee, that sugary cereal, that bacon, egg, and cheese on a processed white roll, they're all creating micro-inflammation in your blood vessels, jacking up your bad cholesterol, and gradually diminishing your ability to live a full, satisfying, intimate life. But don't worry, because today, we're going to change that story. I'm going to share with you the 3 food groups that have transformed the lives of hundreds of my patients. Men like John, a 58-year-old contractor from Ohio, who, after implementing these changes, wrote to me saying he felt like he was 35 again. Or like Mike, a 62-year-old software engineer from Texas, who told me his wife noticed such a significant change in his energy and vitality that she thought he was taking some secret supplement. The first food you need to incorporate into your breakfast immediately is steel-cut oats. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Oatmeal. But let me explain why this specific type of grain is pure gold for your health. Unlike rolled or instant oats, steel-cut oats are minimally processed and packed with an exceptional concentration of magnesium and zinc. Magnesium is a mineral that acts as a natural vasodilator, meaning it relaxes your blood vessels, allowing for optimal blood flow to every area of your body, including your reproductive system. Furthermore, oats are rich in L-arginine, an amino acid that your body uses to produce nitric oxide, a compound scientists have identified as absolutely fundamental for healthy erectile function and maintaining a vibrant, intimate life. But here's the secret most people miss. Steel-cut oats also help optimize your hormonal landscape. Studies from institutions like Johns Hopkins have shown that men who consume a diet rich in whole grains and soluble fiber, like that found in steel-cut oats, maintain more stable testosterone levels, even after the age of 50. The correct way to consume them is simple. Every morning, prepare half a cup of steel-cut oats. You can cook them on the stovetop for about 20 minutes until they're tender. Then, add a splash of almond milk or regular milk, a pinch of cinnamon, and if you like, a small drizzle of pure maple syrup or raw honey. Consume this within the first 2 hours of waking, when your body is most receptive to absorbing these essential nutrients. If this is already starting to make sense to you, do me a favor and hit that like button right now. It helps the algorithm show this video to more men who desperately need this information. One of my patients, a 64-year-old truck driver from Pennsylvania, switched his usual breakfast of coffee and a pastry for steel-cut oats prepared this way. After just 3 weeks, he reported not only a significant improvement in his overall energy on the road, but also in his responsiveness during intimate moments with his wife. He told me, literally, "Doc, it feels like I've rolled back the clock 15 years." The second transformative food is walnuts. Yes, these simple nuts that you see in every supermarket are what I consider one of the most underrated powerhouses for male health. Walnuts contain extremely high concentrations of those omega-3 fatty acids and, crucially, that L-arginine I mentioned earlier. Once in your system, this L-arginine is converted into nitric oxide, the very same compound, but walnuts provide it in a potent, fat-soluble form. This means that regularly consuming walnuts is like giving your entire cardiovascular and reproductive system a natural, sustained boost. Furthermore, walnuts have a unique property I've observed in my years of practice. They help regulate blood sugar levels and combat inflammation. This is critical for men over 40. According to the American Diabetes Association, millions of men have prediabetes and don't even know it. When your glucose levels are stable, your hormone production improves significantly, and your ability to maintain a healthy, intimate life extends for many more years. The ideal preparation. Each morning, add a 1/4 cup of raw, unsalted walnuts to your bowl of steel-cut oats. You can also chop them up and sprinkle them on top. A patient of mine, an attorney from Chicago with a high-stress 60-hour work week, had noticed a sharp decline in his libido. He implemented this simple addition of walnuts to his morning routine. He told me that not only did his energy levels stabilize throughout the day, but he felt a renewed sense of vigor that he thought was long gone. The third and final food group is dark berries, specifically blueberries or blackberries. I know what you're thinking. "Doctor, I eat fruit. What's so special about berries?" And you're right, but let me explain why this specific type of fruit can make the difference between a masculinity that fades and one that stays strong well into your advanced years. Dark berries are loaded with compounds called anthocyanins, which are powerful antioxidants. Research from Harvard University has shown that these compounds directly improve the health and flexibility of your endothelial cells, the lining of your blood vessels. When these cells are healthy, they produce more nitric oxide, leading to better circulation. But here's the key detail. Many men consume their fruit in the form of juice, which is often stripped of fiber and loaded with sugar. Fresh or frozen whole berries, on the other hand, deliver all their nutritional benefits without the sugar crash. The right way to incorporate them is to add a generous handful of fresh or frozen blueberries or blackberries to your morning oatmeal and walnuts. This combination isn't just delicious, it creates a powerful synergy that potentiates the effects of each individual food. My patient Carlos, a 55-year-old taxi driver from Miami, used to start his day with Cuban coffee and sweet pastries. After making this switch to the oatmeal, walnut, and berry bowl, he not only lost 15 pounds in 2 months, but told me his marital life had improved in ways he couldn't have imagined. His wife, who was initially skeptical about these dietary changes, is now the one who prepares his special breakfast every morning. Now, gentlemen, these 3 foods alone can transform your life. But to maximize their benefits, you need to avoid certain foods that are sabotaging your masculinity every morning. These are the silent enemies, draining your vitality without you even realizing it. First, sugary pastries and industrial bakery products. Those donuts, muffins, and croissants that seem harmless are packed with refined sugars and preservatives that create systemic inflammation. This inflammation directly reduces blood flow to your reproductive system. Second, processed breakfast meats. That sausage, bacon, and ham are loaded with artificial nitrates and excessive sodium that raise your blood pressure and harden your arteries. A compromised cardiovascular system is the first step toward problems with your reproductive function. Third, sugary drinks and industrial juices. That bottled orange juice or morning soda is spiking your blood sugar, creating insulin resistance, and wrecking your natural hormone production. Remember, a healthy prostate and reproductive system depend on an optimal hormonal balance. To further boost the benefits of these 3 superfoods, I'm going to share some additional secrets I've learned from working with thousands of American men over these 2 decades. First, timing is crucial. Your body is most receptive to absorbing these nutrients within the first 2 hours of waking up. This is because your key hormone levels are at their peak, and your digestive system is primed to efficiently process and utilize these foods. Second, preparation matters. When you make your oats, adding that pinch of cinnamon not only improves the taste, but also helps regulate your blood sugar and has anti-inflammatory properties that benefit your entire system. For the walnuts, make sure they are raw and unsalted to avoid the inflammatory oils and excess sodium found in roasted varieties. With the berries, using frozen is perfectly fine and often more affordable. They retain all their nutrients. Third, hydration is fundamental. Accompany your breakfast with a large glass of plain water or unsweetened green tea. Staying well hydrated helps these nutrients travel efficiently to all the tissues in your body, including your reproductive system. Fourth, after breakfast, walk for at least 15 minutes. This light walk activates your circulation, aids digestion, and potentiates the effects of the nitric oxide precursors you just consumed. You don't need to run a marathon. A simple, brisk walk around your neighborhood is perfect. Fifth, manage your stress. Chronic stress is one of the biggest enemies of your reproductive function. After your healthy breakfast, take just 5 minutes to breathe deeply. Listen to some calming music, or simply enjoy a moment of quiet before starting your day. I want to share the story of Don Miguel, a 67-year-old patient from San Antonio who came to my clinic completely dejected. He told me it had been over 2 years since he'd been intimate with his wife, that he felt tired all the time, and he believed those days were simply over for him. His previous doctor had told him it was normal for his age, and he just had to accept it. After implementing exactly what I'm sharing with you today, this 3-food breakfast, for just 6 weeks, Don Miguel returned to my office with a smile I hadn't seen in years. He told me that not only had he regained his energy and vitality, but he and his wife had rediscovered the passion in their marriage. He said he felt like he had gotten 20 years of his life back. This isn't a unique story, gentlemen. I have hundreds of similar cases. The accountant from Philadelphia, the mechanic from Detroit, the teacher from Denver. All hard-working American men like you who thought their best years were behind them, but who, with these simple changes to their breakfast, reclaimed not just their health, but their confidence, their energy, and their personal satisfaction. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Dr. Grant, this sounds too simple to be true. How can 3 foods make such a big difference? And that's a fair question. The answer lies in understanding how your body really works. Your reproductive system isn't separate from the rest of your body. It's intimately connected to your cardiovascular system, your hormonal balance, your nutritional state, and your overall well-being. When you improve one, you automatically improve the others. These 3 foods work in synergy to optimize multiple systems at once. The oats improve your hormone profile and provide sustained energy. The walnuts boost your circulation and fight inflammation. The berries provide the antioxidants to protect your entire vascular network. Plus, by eliminating the harmful foods that were sabotaging your health, you create an optimal internal environment for these nutrients to work efficiently. It's like cleaning out a clogged pipe. Once you remove the obstructions, the water flows freely and naturally. Let me be very clear with you. I'm not promising an overnight miracle. What I can guarantee, based on my experience with thousands of patients, is that if you implement these changes consistently for at least 4 weeks, you will notice significant differences in your energy, your mood, and your personal confidence. Many of my patients report improvements in their overall energy within the first week. By the second week, they notice better quality sleep and greater mental clarity. By the third week, their libido begins to return, and by the fourth week, both they and their partners notice a marked improvement in their intimate life. If you found this video helpful and feel this information could change your life, please share it with other men who also deserve to reclaim their vitality and confidence. Subscribe to the channel, because every week I share more men's health secrets you won't find anywhere else. But here comes the most important part of everything I've shared today. These changes aren't just about improving your reproductive function. This is about reclaiming your dignity as a man, your self-confidence, and your ability to fully enjoy the life you've worked so hard to build. It's about being able to look your partner in the eyes and know you can satisfy them completely. It's about having the energy to play with your grandkids, to enjoy a romantic weekend away, to feel proud of the man you see in the mirror every morning. It's about not depending on pills, not feeling ashamed, not having to make excuses. It's about being the man you've always been, but with the wisdom and experience that only the years can bring. Before you finish this video, I want you to make a commitment to yourself. A commitment that you will try this for at least 30 days. 30 days is all you need to prove to yourself that what I'm telling you really works. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, instead of reaching for that pastry or sugary cereal, prepare yourself that half cup of steel-cut oats with cinnamon. Add a 1/4 cup of walnuts and a handful of blueberries. Drink a glass of water, take a 15-minute walk, and just observe how you feel. Do it for a week and notice the changes. Do it for 2 weeks and feel the difference in your focus. Do it for a full month and experience the transformation in your intimate life and your confidence. If after 30 days you notice no improvement, you can go back to your old habits, having lost nothing but a month. But if it works, and I am completely confident it will, you will have regained something you thought you had lost forever. Gentlemen, Don't let another day go by feeling less than what you deserve to feel. Don't let another month pass without fully enjoying your masculinity. Don't let another year go by wondering what might have been if you had taken action. The solution is here. It's natural, it's accessible, and it's based on sound science. All you need to do is take the first step. Leave me a comment below, telling me which of these 3 foods you're most excited to try first. I want to hear from you and be here to support you in this process of transformation. And please, hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next video, where we'll discuss the single biggest mistake men make at the gym that actually lowers their testosterone. Remember, your best years are not behind you. They are right in front of you, waiting for you to claim them. The power is in your hands. The wisdom is now yours. The only thing missing is for you to act. I'll see you in the next video, and I eagerly await to hear your success story. Until then, take care of yourself, eat well, and never forget that you deserve to live with energy, vitality, and passion.